Let's break it down. Alright, let's get our hands dirty. One of the most powerful yet wonderfully simple tools in filmmaking. It's called a storyboard. What is it? Think of it like a comic book version of a movie. It's a series of drawings, panel by panel, before a single camera rolls, before a single actor says a line. The storyboard is there, laying out the entire visual plan. It's the blueprint, it's the schematic, it's the map that guides the entire crew, from the very first shot to the final credit roll. It's where the real construction of a film begins. Now, why is this so important? Because making a movie is an incredibly complex and expensive puzzle. You've got dozens, sometimes hundreds of people, all needing to be on the same page. The director has a vision in their head. How do they get that vision into the head of the cinematographer, into the head of the set designer, into the head of the visual effects artists, into the heads of everyone else? They can't just describe it. Words can be tricky and mean different things to different people. A storyboard cuts through all that noise. It's a universal language. A picture of a hero dangling from a cliff is understood by everyone, instantly. It's the most direct way to say, this is what I see. This is what we are going to build together. I've spent my life building things, and I can tell you this. You never ever start a complex build without a plan. You wouldn't build a rocket without a schematic, and you shouldn't make a film without a storyboard. It's the first physical version of your idea. It's the prototype. This is where you can see what works, and more importantly, what doesn't. You can experiment, you can make mistakes, you can try a wild idea, and see if it holds up. All on paper, where mistakes are cheap and easy to fix. This is the playground where the visual storytelling is born. Long before the chaos and pressure of a film set ever kicks in. So, at its core, a storyboard is a pre-visualization tool. It's the essential bridge between the script, which is just words on a page, and the final moving picture. Now let's talk about the tools of the trade. The tools of the trade. A pencil, a pen, a stack of paper, index cards pinned to a corkboard. I love this approach. The friction of the pencil on paper, the smell of the marker ink, physically rearranging panels on a wall. It's raw, it's fast, and there are no technical glitches to slow you down. The traditional hand-drawn method forces you to focus on the essentials. Of course, we live in a digital age. Software like Storyboard Pro, or even simple drawing apps on a tablet, you can easily duplicate panels, tweak character positions without redrawing everything, import three-dimensional models to get your angles just right. You can even add camera moves directly in the software. Create a simple animated version of your storyboard, an animatic. That gives you a much better sense of timing and pacing than static drawings ever could. It's a huge leap forward in pre-visualization. But here's the most important thing to remember. The tool doesn't make the storyboard. The process does. Whether you're using a 50-cent pencil or a $5,000 tablet. The fundamental goal is exactly the same, to communicate a visual story clearly. Some of the greatest films in history owe their most memorable moments to a few simple drawings. Take Alfred Hitchcock, the master of suspense. He was famous for meticulously storyboarding every single shot of his films. For the iconic shower scene in Psycho, he and designer Saul Bass created 78 panels for just 45 seconds of screen time. Every single cut, every angle, every terrifying detail was planned on paper first. Now let's jump to a galaxy far, far away. The original Star Wars trilogy was a monumental undertaking. How did George Lucas and his team at Industrial Light and Magic figure out how to film those groundbreaking space battles? You guessed it, storyboards. Joe Johnston, Nilo Rotis Jamero X-Wings TIE Fighters. They used these drawings to choreograph the action plan, the visual effects figure out the camera movements. Those dynamic, action-packed storyboards were the direct blueprint for the thrilling sequences that defined a generation of science fiction. Let's not forget animation, where storyboarding isn't just a part of the process, it is the process. At Pixar, every film starts with storyboards. For Up, the heartbreaking opening montage showing Carl and Ellie's life together was perfected through thousands of storyboard drawings. A storyboard is not a solo project that a director squirrels away in a private notebook. It's a communal tool. It's the central hub around which the entire creative team orbits. Once the director and the storyboard artist have a solid draft, those panels are shared with every single department head. Think of it as the first big team meeting where everyone finally gets to see the movie. The cinematographer or director of photography is one of the first and most important collaborators. They look at the storyboards and start planning their lighting and camera work. The drawings tell them if they need a wide lens for a sweeping landscape, or a long lens for an intimate close-up. They can see where the key light should be to create a specific mood, or if they need to build a special camera rig to achieve a complex move shown in the boards. Meanwhile, the production designer and the art department use the storyboards as their Bible. They look at the panels to understand what sets need to be built, what props are essential, and what the overall look and feel of the world should be. If a storyboard shows a character crashing through a specific type of window, the art department knows they need to build a breakaway version of that exact window. If a scene takes place in a cluttered, futuristic laboratory, the storyboard gives them the visual cues to start designing and dressing that set. This collaboration extends to everyone. The visual effects supervisor studies the boards to plan which shots will need CGI and what data to collect on set. The stunt coordinator choreographs the action based on the movements sketched out in the panels. Even the editor gets an early look, giving them a sense of the film's intended pacing and rhythm. The storyboard becomes a living document, a shared blueprint that unifies the entire crew. The first and most obvious one is saving time and money. On a film set, time is money. A lot of it. A detailed storyboard means you arrive with a clear plan. You know exactly what shots you need, you know what angles to use, you know how they will cut together. The second superpower is early problem solving. It's cheaper to fix problems on paper than on set. Finally, storyboarding unlocks creative freedom. Not a straitjacket, a launchpad. So, you're inspired. You want to start storyboarding your own project, short film a YouTube video, a presentation for work. But there's a little voice in your head, I can't draw. Ignore that voice. You do not need to be a great artist to make a great storyboard. The storyboard's job is clarity, not beauty. Storytelling is the game. Stick figures and arrows can be powerful. Focus on core elements. Who's in the frame? What are they doing? What does the camera see? Start simple. Grab index cards or fold paper into a grid. Pick a simple scene, maybe from your favorite movie or a story in your head. For each shot, draw one panel. Use basic shapes, a circle for a head, a rectangle for a body. Use arrows to show movement, a character walking an object following a camera zooming in. Write notes underneath. Close up. Her eyes widen. Wide shot. He stands alone in the rain. Don't overthink it. Get the sequence out visually. Watch your story take shape. Think in shots, draw what the camera sees. Bird's eye view, low angle shot, story is king. Tell your story, one simple panel at a time. That's how you start making magic.